Hello, hello. Happy Thursday to you. Can you believe it's already Thursday? Only, I guess, happy pre Friday. This is something I just heard and I thought you would enjoy that. Welcome to today's live level up. Live conversation, whether you're tuning in live or you're catching me on replay. Thanks so much for being here. Let's get started.
Welcome to Level Up with Winnie Sun. Market update. Speed round. Award-winning financial pro. And now, get ready. I present to you Level Up with Winnie Sun.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me. Of course, I am here as your host, Winnie Sun, an award winning financial pro, a Forbes contributor, and a CNBC council member. We are, in fact, streaming here live on over half a dozen different social media platforms. So definitely jump in, introduce yourself. Would love to see who's joining us. We are, all right, I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces jumping in. Thank you so much for being here. Well, for those of you who are brand new to the show, welcome. This is how we kick it off. We talk about how the market is doing, and currently it's green across the board, which I think is good news. The Dow is currently up 33 points, Nasdaq up 35 points, and the S&P 500 is barely up. It's up 1 point right now, but we'll take it. It just looks so nice when everything's green, and hopefully it continues. Stocks definitely showed a kind of a cautious recovery much of this morning after yesterday's pretty big sell-off. Wall Street here is taking a look at things such as rising interest rates, and of course, we continue to have corporate earnings reports coming in, but it's really not new, right? Because corporate earnings come in every single quarter, and it almost feels like it's kind of a repeat of what just happened 3 months ago. But yeah, we've been having some good days in the financial market. So that's why yesterday's pullback was so dramatic. Now, the S&P 500 has remained pretty much flat, only a point here. Dow, NASDAQ doing a little bit better. We'll check in again before we close the show to see if the market improves while we're talking. But for those of you who are bond investors, you're probably seeing the 10-year treasury reach a little over 4%, 4.1819, which is the highest since it's been since November of 2022. And of course, this is impacting the real estate sector. In fact, I've had calls this week of people like just trying to pull their hair out thinking like, how am I going to purchase a home and how am I going to afford their mortgage payments because interest rates have gone up so much. So the market has been sort of long overdue for a pullback. There's been a lot of momentum in the last few weeks. So we'll see how this continues. One thing to be paying attention to, I will say, is after the market closes today, we're going to expect to see earning reports coming out of Amazon and Apple. We'll see, what that happens to be. And I'm curious to see how you feel about that, if this is even on your radar. But a lot of companies have lost some steam. Qualcomm not doing so well. PayPal also some disappointing numbers. And certainly Expedia, believe it or not, even though travel seems to be busier than ever, they also face some weakness in this quarter's reports as well. And as you know, one of the things that really pulled the markets down yesterday were the Fitch ratings, which downgraded the U.S. long-term foreign currency issuer default rating here in the United States. We don't like to see that. But if you watch the financial news yesterday, you see so many people jumping in. Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan and Janet Yellen all saying that hogwash and the U.S. economy is doing well, so don't worry about the Fitch rating. So it is what it is. All right, so let's segue over to one of the first stories I have prepared for you, and this is the coming from the Writers Guild of America. Now, you may have been hearing about the SAG-AFTRA, strikes and whatnot, but you might be wondering if your television show or movie is coming back, and you're probably hoping that it does. Well, the Writers Guild of America and major television studios, major production studios, have agreed to meet for the first time now in over 3 months to discuss resuming negotiations. I mean, it's almost at a standstill. We know a lot of people are picketing in this really record heat now. and saying that they're not going back to work, but that's putting pressure on obviously the entertainment industry. So this meeting will be taking place tomorrow, and hopefully it's a sign that things will get better and they're going to be able to negotiate after a very tense standoff. You've even heard of Netflix going outright saying they're going to hire people now in the AI space at record salary levels. This just isn't boding well for negotiations. So this writer's strike has led to halted film and TV production, even scrapped some movie shoots, and is really putting a lot of the fall season, the fall TV season, in fact, into jeopardy. So many top studio executives have discussed a strategy to resolve this conflict in a recent meeting. Now, I think we can all agree that AI is playing a very significant role in a lot of things that are being written today. You've seen ChatGPT, and that's just one of many AI software options out there right now. And so we'll see, right? Because we know that AI is becoming more of a role, but in short term, we usually define like, within 1 year or less, television movies still needs to get made. And I think we would agree AI isn't quite there yet. And writers want to be paid. And they want to, most importantly, be heard and feel like they're of value. So, right now, the union is seeking to sort of downplay expectations. They're saying we don't know if a resolution is going to come right away, if that'll be close, but they're saying that this is really important. We need to sit down, we need to have a discussion and see if we can come together to work together. And for anyone who's used AI to write content recently, there's certainly a lot of limitations. Yes, it does you know make things a lot more quick. Maybe some of it can be done, but for the best writing, they're saying that still has to be done. Humans still need to take a role in that. Humans want to get played. So right now it seems like both sides of negotiations really have major issues, including streaming revenue shares, AI protections, and of course the minimum pay rate increases to offset things like inflation and shorter TV seasons. So we'll see where that takes place. But this is something, regardless of if you're in the entertainment space or not, you should be paying attention to, because this is showing the play of AI and how it impacts your job and how much you get paid. And of course, protections and all that good stuff. So I really think if you're thinking this doesn't affect you, I would challenge you to pay attention and see. Let's see how this unfolds, and let's see what comes out of the discussions tomorrow. Hopefully, we get some news, right? So hopefully that it will be. I see Joshua joining us on YouTube. Like, it's so great to see you. Thank you so much, Joshua, for being here. I'm having a great day. I'm loving spending time with you and everybody who's watching, and of course, my amazing production team too. Like, just very, very grateful for them all across the board. Curtis Peak, amazing. All right, let's jump in to our next story, and this is about travel. Okay, travel changes are definitely coming to airlines, and I figure, it's Thursday travel. I prepared some notes on this. I want to share with you some of the things that are coming. I don't know if you're traveling or you have just finished traveling or you're putting together some plans for the holidays, because it's like August already, so holiday travel planning, probably a good time to think about that. Well, here's what we've got going on. So there have been some major changes at some of the largest US airlines. They're going to be introducing some strict changes affecting you, passengers, me, passengers. Over the years, air travel has experienced many technological advancements, and I would add technological hiccups as well in the check-in process. So options such as web check-in, app check-in, mobile apps, even those self-service kiosks that when you go in the airport, I think they're pretty cool. They've obviously become quite popular, reducing the need for some human interaction. I would say that I don't feel like it's, even though it's less human interaction, but I feel like there's opportunities to that human interaction to get better, like more customers oriented, service oriented. I will say I just came back from a recent trip to the airport, right, flying, and it was overall pretty good. But I feel like there's opportunity to even level up even in the customer experience there. But some passengers still prefer human interaction at the check-in desk. I went there, to check in oversized luggage. I had a traveling with my family, and so we had to check in sporting equipment, and that was oversized. But the airlines have specific rules for counter usage. Now, American Airlines is now going to require a minimum of 45 minutes prior for domestic flight check-ins. Okay, that's a big one. Southwest Airlines and Delta Airlines require 30 minutes. So now it's going to 45 minutes for American Airlines. That's a pretty big change. So you might as well just round that up and remember it to be an hour. For international flights, check-in times will vary between 90 minutes and 60 minutes, so 60 and 90 minutes. Frontier Airlines, which is a lower cost carrier, is now encouraging electronic check-ins and is implementing a brand new policy. In fact, on August 16th, all Frontier Airline ticket counters will close for check in and bag drop off 60 minutes prior to flight departure. And that increased from their previous 45 minutes. So if we're flying Frontier, you better get there early. They're justifying it as a no frills policy necessary to maintain low airfares, and they previously even dropped telephone customer service lines. So I don't know. I hope this is not a trend to follow, because so you would have to get to your airline minimum an hour prior to get your tickets and to check in. And so if you're so that's from American Airlines and Frontier. That's a big announcement there. So I would say like minimum 1 hour if you're flying domestically now, just to be on the safe side. Yeah. All right. So let's continue on travel though, because if you're flying in and out of Los Angeles Airport, LAX here, I know many people from across the globe fly into LAX. LAX is making some changes as well. They're actually going to start officially banning the sale of water in single-use plastic bottles. Now, I don't know if that means you can buy like, have you seen box water, which is in paper, right? Or like metal water or whatever. But the decision was made to lower carbon emissions, which isn't a bad thing, and align with the city's commitment to become fully carbon neutral by 2050. So LAX is now requiring water to be sold in cups, glasses, paper cartons, or aluminum or glass bottles. Now, this ban does not apply to water bottles served on the plane or other drinks served in plastic bottles, such as Coca-Cola and Pepsi products. I feel like that's kind of like, is that it almost feels like a double standard depending on what's in your bottle, but that's just me. I will say this as someone who traveled a lot for work. It's actually super easy just to bring a bottle, an empty bottle in your carry-on, and then just refill it at the airport. Because like LAX, they have like free reverse osmosis filtered water. So you just stick it in and you refill your bottle. So it's a great way to save money. Really clean, really convenient, and it's worked. I find it to be it's worked great for me. In fact, there's been times where because I was afraid I would like lose my bottle somewhere, I would just bring like an empty water bottle, and that was actually single use plastic, but I just you reuse it at the airport and the hotel and stuff. Super convenient. But the airport has installed more than 60 hydration stations at LAX. These are these refilling water bottle ports, and super convenient. So the critical question is why soda can still be sold in plastic bottles, potential hazards from broken glass, and of course environmental impact of the ban. People are like having their debates. I know, very strong debates, but nonetheless, we can't control it. At least you and I can't control it. So just know that next time you go to LAX, it's going to be a little different. I would bring a water bottle and check in an hour early. I guess that's sort of the theme of today. The other thing I want to share with you, and this is a big thing because this expires today. Southwest Airlines has just launched its first ever buy one, get one 50% off sale, which is going to offer travelers the chance to take 2 vacations for the price of one. Now, this promotion does require you to sort of activate it. So I think you can have an email or you can go to their website, you can activate it, but you need to book a round trip flight or two, right? either one round trip ticket or two one-way flights by today, August 3rd, and travel by September 30th. Now, if you do that, customers will receive a 50% off promotion code, which you can then use to book another flight between the dates of October 17th and November 23rd, which will allow you to travel between January 8th and March 6th. Don't worry about it if you don't remember all the dates I share with you. If you go on our website, it'll be there. So to qualify for the discount, you must register online before booking your first flight. And this promotion is applicable to new reservations and cannot be used for flights booked with a vacation package or, the other company's companion pass and things like that. So just keep in mind if you're having travel coming soon, if you know that you have something earmarked, then this is probably a good way to do it because Southwest Airlines, as you know, is considered a discount travel company as well. And I like the fact that they let you check two bags for free. That's pretty cool. Now the airline says they're going to continue to upgrade its onboard experience with USB ports, better Wi-Fi, new beverages. So if you're looking to do this, it could be good for you. So things to think about, right? All right. So next story. Let's segue over away from travel, and I want to share with you another story that I found online that I thought as a fun one. It maybe isn't completely finance, but I would argue that not getting sick means saving money too. All right. So that's my preface to the next story. And this is from Real Simple. This is a great story. They're talking about some foods for you to avoid if you don't want to get sick from your food. Really helpful, right? Don't you want to know what foods to avoid so you don't get sick from your food? Okay. First off, they said avoid buying packaged food that looks like it's been like had damaged packaging. All right. So this could be a torn chip bag, leaking milk seals, dented cans. If it's even dented, you probably shouldn't buy it. You want to be cautious when consuming food from hot bars as well, salad bars. In fact, if you've been to like a Whole Foods, they have this amazing hot bar, salad bar. Let me just say that I would caution you against eating it so you don't get sick. But also, there was something that was being shared on TikTok and it was trending, talking about people actually eating off the salad bar, like literally tasting the food on the spot with their fingers in the food. And there even had video on TikTok showing someone that really looked very much well-to-do taking the soup ladle and literally drinking from the soup ladle. I mean, that's going to keep me from eating from there for sure. But be cautious when you consume food, obviously, from warm or salad bars or things like that. And only purchase pasteurized dairy products, as raw milk can be unsafe due to harmful bacteria. And of course, anything that looks funny, like, moldy, grayish, don't eat that. Don't buy that. Even if it's like super cheap, don't do that. And check any canned goods for dents. Avoid cans with very large dents, sharp edges. They're saying that can really mess up the seal as well. So just stay away from that. And skip frozen items with heavy frost, as this could indicate issues with cooling units and compromise temperature maintenance. So that's important too. And be cautious with pre-cut produce. This is a big thing. I know, like when we travel, sometimes I don't feel like cutting the entire watermelon, and I don't have ability to do so. So sometimes I'll just drop into a supermarket and buy watermelon because my kids are doing outdoor sports events, and that's just more convenient. But they're saying be careful of that, because this is also an area susceptible to harmful bacteria if handled improperly during cutting. So it's actually a good idea to cut your fruits and vegetables at home to reduce the risk of contamination. So I know Josh was saying I don't like getting sick either. Same here. Same here as well. Okay, well, that's what I've got for you today. But I've got another really fun show with my friend Greg on In the Loop tomorrow. We're testing out this new time zone. So thank you so much for being here with us earlier. So we're going to try this again, I think next week, which is going to be 10:30 Pacific, at least on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is, I believe, 1:30 if you're on the East Coast. So thank you so much, my friends, our wonderful audience here, for joining us on Level Up. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe to stay updated. And you can catch the complete episodes of Level Up with Winnie Sun on Amazon, Fire, NASDAQ, of course, Samsung, LG, and Roku. And for even more insightful content, make sure to explore Yes Factor with Winnie Sun on Apple Podcasts and the LinkedIn Podcast Network. Thank you so much for your incredible support. And we'll be back again tomorrow sharing even more fun. All right. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Wonderful, wonderful to have you here, Joshua, and everyone that's joining us. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Take care now.